Hey, welcome everybody. Pat Petrini here in my next video. I guess is maybe part 2 of Reinventing Network Marketing. And so in this episode, I want to talk, the title of this episode is going to be the P word. The P word meaning pyramid. Let's talk about pyramid schemes. Let's talk about why network marketing is or isn't a pyramid scheme. Has it become more of a pyramid scheme in the last few decades? And I don't know, I would argue that maybe it has been. Now look, I'm the guy who wrote the cartoon on like defending network marketing from the whole pyramid scheme deal. Like I'm with you. Network marketing, when done right, is not a pyramid scheme. But my whole reason for creating this video series is because it's getting too pyramidy. It's not being done right, and it's getting very pyramid scheme-ish in most of the cases out there. So anyway, let's talk about that. First off, let's talk about what a pyramid scheme actually is. A pure pyramid scheme is when people are basically paying to come into an organization. There's no product or service being exchanged. It's really just, you're just funneling money up an organization. It's like a chain letter, right? I don't know if you guys did that when you were kids. I definitely did. I was like very money motivated as a kid. So I was like stuffing envelopes with my buddy, like thinking we were going to get rich off of these chain letters, sending some dollars in the mail. And you know, you pay well, not a chain letter usually is $1 or whatever, but just as an example, maybe you pay $500 to join a pure pyramid scheme. The person that recruited you keeps 100 of that dollar, 100 of those, and then passes the other 400 upstream, and then they're going to help you go get 500, or go get more people that are each going to pay $500. You get to keep some of that and then pass it up, and then you're just funneling money upwards, and it's very damaging to an economy. There's actually in countries that have had hugely damaging things to their economies that have done by pyramid scheme that have kind of gotten out of control, that have gotten really big. And the reason that it's bad is that, well, one, it adds no value. It's moving money without the exchange of any value, so it doesn't create any actual value for the people that are in the pyramid scheme. It creates a lot of money for the people that start the pyramid scheme and that are at the top, but there's no value being added to the economy, to the environment, or anything like that. And also it's just guaranteed to fail. It's mathematically impossible to sustain. Eventually you run out of people to put into the pyramid scheme, whether that means because you've recruited every person on the planet, or it means because you've just kind of reached a saturation point where the market isn't listening to your pyramid scheme pitch anymore, and then at which point the people that are at the bottom of the organization run out of people to recruit. So they're like, hey, this sucks, we're not making any money, we've paid money, we're in the red right now, so they quit. And then the people right above them now are not making any money, so they quit, and then the whole thing folds from the bottom up. And it's mathematically guaranteed to collapse. That's why pyramid schemes are bad. They're not bad because they're illegal because they're bad, okay? So there's an inherent instability in a pyramid scheme. It's guaranteed to collapse. So that's why we want to avoid being a pyramid scheme. Now, there's a lot of network marketing companies out there that I would argue are basically half pyramid schemes. And if you're a half pyramid scheme, then guess what? You're only half guaranteed to collapse. But that sucks too, right? So anyway, how do we differentiate this? So many network marketing companies. Now there's been network marketing companies out there in the past that have been full on really pyramid schemes, but they're really kind of shaded. They come out with a product or service, but to try to mask the fact that they're really a pyramid scheme. So they have a product or service that they're exchanging. For everybody that joins the organization, they are getting a product or service in exchange, but it's not so much whether or not any real value is being exchanged. It's what's the motivation of the people joining. Are they paying that money for that product or service, or are they paying that money to simply participate in this organization, to be able to funnel money upwards and hopefully have money funneled up to them? If the reason that they're paying that money is simply to join the organization and hopefully have money funneled up to them as well for other people that are going to join, then that's basically, it's a pyramid scheme. It doesn't matter that you have a product or service that's being exchanged. It's the exact same motivation, and it's going to fail for the exact same reason. That's not even a half pyramid scheme. That's just a full-on pyramid scheme that happens to have a product or service in exchange. What I would say is sort of a half pyramid scheme is where the waters are really muddy. It's actually kind of hard to tell why people are joining. There's plenty of people joining where they would say, no, I love this product, absolutely. I would pay for this product whether or not there was an opportunity attached to it. But so you have a lot of people that are joining as marketers. They're paying money, they love the product, they really believe in the product or service that they're representing, yet at some point, let's say that company does go out of business, or not goes out of business, but maybe that marketer, you know, doesn't have success and they move on to other areas, and suddenly they're not buying that product or service anymore. Well, did they really join? Or did they really pay that money because they really believed in the product that much? Or was it kind of being a little bit sold on the hype or whatever? Was the reason that they paid partially because in order to participate in the compensation plan, they were required to pay $100 a month or $200 a month or $500 or $1,000 or whatever it might be, in order to participate in it? And they were very much sold on the idea that the product is really good and it's worth it. But in a true free market situation with no opportunity attached, would that person have actually paid those dollars for that product or service is a very difficult question to answer, and it's not one that somebody can usually answer objectively when they are in that situation because they're really excited about the product or service. So that's what I would consider to be kind of muddy waters, where you have kind of this half pyramid scheme, and it comes from, it's such an easy problem to fix, but it comes from people having to pay in order to participate in a compensation plan. You have to pay to play, and that's almost every network marketing company out there in some way, whether it be from the very beginning when you first enter the compensation plan or once you work your way up. Almost every single company out there has some sort of requirement that if you want to get paid, you have to pay X number of dollars. You have to funnel money into the comp plan. You have to be on this auto ship or buy this product package or this bundle or whatever. And it's those requirements, those monetary requirements in order to participate in the compensation plan, that create these muddy waters. Now again, almost every single network marketing company out there has these requirements. So I'm not calling every single network marketing company out there a pyramid scheme or a half pyramid scheme or whatever. What I'm saying is that these requirements make the waters very muddy, and it makes it difficult to really decide why people are really joining and why are they spending their money. It also makes it difficult for companies to even figure out how good their product is, because how do you know if your product is really that good if everybody has to buy it in order to participate in the plan? Maybe your product is mediocre or really crappy, but everybody is, but you've got really good people hyping up the opportunity, and so people are buying it for that reason. So it actually sends bad messages to the company, and it makes it difficult for the company to actually know what they need to work on. Do they really have a product? Is their product priced right? Do they need to drop the product? So it just muddies the waters a lot. And I would say that there are a lot of network marketing companies out there today where they are in that situation where they would say, oh, we've got tons of customers. Look at all these marketers that we have. They're all buying their product because they love the product. They're all on auto ship. Our retention rate is awesome. Well, your retention rate is awesome if you're going like this, and you've got all these marketers that are really fired up about the opportunity, and they're worried about missing out on the opportunity, then sure, they're going to hang on auto ship. But what if they didn't have to pay to be part of the opportunity? Would they still be on auto ship? Would they still keep on paying for your product? And would you still have the retention? The only way to know is to disconnect that compensation plan from the product purchase requirements and see what really happens. That's what tells you how good your product really is. So there's a lot of companies that I would say out there, in my opinion, that are actually semi-pyramid schemes that the founders and executives may even have themselves convinced that everybody loves their product. But in reality, what happens, we're going to talk about this probably on the next video or two, they end up falling into the boom bust cycle that just plagues network marketing. And they have this good run and they think that it's a great run because everybody loves their product and they came out with this amazing product and this opportunity, and then the whole bottom falls out and they're all scratching their heads trying to figure out what the heck happened. And maybe it's because you didn't quite have as good a product as you thought you did, and you were really running a semi-pyramid scheme or participating in one as a marketer that was basically guaranteed to have the bottom fall out at some point because things weren't structured right. So we're going to talk about how that can be so easily fixed, so easy to fix if people just have the guts to do it. So okay, see you on the next video.